This is news around the world.
In the headlines, President Tinubu kicks off student loan scheme in Abuja. President Tinubu seeks Senate approval to add 6.2 trillion naira to 2024 budget. Kwara Assembly calls for enhancement of diabetics care in the state. On the foreign scene, Russia, Ukraine free 95 prisoners of war each in latest exchange. And in business news, 2024 Appropriation Act Amendment Bill passes second reading at the House of Representatives. In entertainment, British celebrity couple Stormzy, Maya Jama announced breakup. And in sports, Luka Modric extends Real Madrid deal for another season. Good evening and thank you for staying tuned to Diamond 88.7 FM. This is the news across the world. I am Nedu Okorie. You can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net. You can also watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can download our app on Play Store at Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you the details of the news after this break.
Is there any opportunity in this country? May I don't lose hope. Oh my God, jackpot.
Leaving the country may not be the solution that you think it is. Don't make leaving Nigeria the only solution to your life's challenges. Japa because you want to, but stop raising it as a solution to national issues that you can work on and fix. Nigeria will always be your home, and together we can make it better.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Welcome back from the break. Now the news in detail. First on the local scene, President Bola Tinubu has today inaugurated a presidential committee to drive the student loan scheme at the State House in Abuja. The inauguration kick-started with the student loan scheme, which is an integral part of President Tinubu's education program. The president had earlier approved 35 billion naira to be disbursed through specific criteria by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, targeting 70,000 initial applicants. Meanwhile, Jim Ovia, who was appointed by President Tinubu to chair the governing board of NEL Fund, had approved the disbursement of loans to successful applicants during its inaugural meeting in Abuja last month. Also from the presidency, President Bola Tinubu has formally requested the Senate's approval to add 6.2 trillion naira to the existing 2024 budget. This request was communicated in a letter read during the Senate's plenary today by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The additional funding aims to address pressing financial needs and ensure the effective implementation of government programs and projects. President Tinubu said the proposed amendments to the Finance Act 2023 were required to impose a one-time windfall tax on the foreign exchange gains realized by banks in their 2023 financial statements. This, is said, was to fund capital infrastructure development, education, healthcare access, and public welfare initiatives. According to the president, all the projects are essential components of the renewed hope agenda of the administration. Still on the local scene, a federal high court in Abuja has recommended two senior advocates of Nigeria, Abdul Wahab Mohammed and Adiola Adedipe, to the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee (LPDC) for investigation and necessary sanctions over alleged professional misconduct. Mohammed and Adedipe are leading the legal team of former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, in the alleged 82 billion naira money laundering charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Justice Emeka Nwite, in his ruling today, held that senior advocates have undertaken to produce their clients in court but failed to do so and acted unprofessionally. Justice Nwite also noted that both lawyers gave undertakings on 2 occasions to produce bail in court but failed to produce their client as promised. And down to the state of Harmony, Kwara State, the Kwara State House of Assembly has urged the state government to direct the Ministry of Health and other primary health care development agencies to develop comprehensive plans to enhance diabetes care services across the state. This was sequel to motions of notice on the need to curb the prevalence of diabetes mellitus in Kwara State, sponsored by the House Leader and a member representing Ilorin Central, Barrister Oba Magaji Abdul Kadir, at today's plenary. Other co-sponsors of the motion in their contributions called on Kwarans to always engage in physical exercise and ensure regular medical checkup. The Speaker, Engineer Yakubu Danladi Salihu, in his resolution called on the state government to adopt the diabetes control program in order to prevent and control the disease. And moving over to Katsina State, the Katsina State Governor, Diko Rada, will commence a 1-month vacation from tomorrow, July 18, 2024. The Deputy Governor, Farouk Jobe, will assume Rada's role during the period of 30 days. The governor announced this during today's joint executive and legislative meeting held at General Muhammadu Buhari House, Katsina. The governor's vacation was granted in response to a formal letter addressed to the Speaker, which was read before the session by the Assembly Chief Whip, Ibrahim Diko. While announcing the approval, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Nasiru Daura, who led other members of the Assembly to the joint meeting alongside chairman of the 34 local government areas of the state, extended wishes for Allah's guidance to Rada throughout the official vacation. And lastly, on the local scene, no fewer than 1.3 million candidates registered for the ongoing 2024 school-based senior school certificate examinations, SSCE, conducted by the National Examination Council, NECO. The Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of NECO, Professor Dantani Ibrahim Wushishi, disclosed this today after monitoring the examination at some centers in Enugu State capital. Wushishi expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the examination in the centers visited, disclosing that the examination was going on smoothly across the country. He attributed this success to the various measures put in place to ensure a seamless exercise. It would be recalled that the 2024 NECO SSC commenced on June 19 and will end on July 25, 2024, while candidates are expected to sit for the examination in 76 subjects. The news across the world is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. We go on a break now, and when we come back, we bring you foreign, business, entertainment, and sports news. Do stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond87FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from the break. You're still listening to the news across the world, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Now we move on to foreign stories. And on the foreign scene this evening, Russia and Ukraine have released a total of 190 captured soldiers in the latest prisoner exchange between the two countries. Thousands of prisoners of war have been freed in more than 50 individual exchanges throughout the war, an area where the two sides have been able to strike rare agreements since Russia invaded in February 2022. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russia's defense ministry today said that 95 of their soldiers have been freed. The ministry shared video images of the freed Russian soldiers smiling and chanting. Russian Human Rights Commissioner Tatiana Moshakova shared a video in which the soldiers interviewed by Russian officials said they felt well and did not complain of any health problems. Still on the foreign scene, courts in Guinea have been rendered paralyzed after lawyers embarked on a nationwide strike to protest against the military regime carrying out arbitrary arrests and secret detentions. The strike is the latest sign of growing outrage over the arrest of two prominent activists campaigning for a return to democratic rule. France's far-left leader Jean-Luc Mélenchon, whose coalition won the most seats in parliamentary election last week, has also called for their release. The Bar Association said lawyers would boycott court sessions for the next 2 weeks until 31st of July. Guinea's military toppled President Alpha Condé in 2021 following mass protests against his rule after he won a controversial third term in elections. Many Guineans welcomed the coup, but now accuse the military of cracking down on dissent and reneging on its promise to hand back power to a democratic government. And that ends foreign news. Up next is business news.
Diamond FM Business News.
And in our business news this evening, the House of Representatives today passed a second reading to a bill seeking to amend the Appropriation Act 2024 in order to provide for the issuance of 6.2 trillion naira for the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. The executive bill, which was read on the floor of the Green Chamber by the House Leader Julius Ihofbere, is made up of 3.2 trillion naira for capital expenditure, while the sum of 3 trillion naira is for recurrent expenditure for the year ending December 31st, 2024. On June 26, 2024, the President wrote to the Parliament seeking an extension of the implementation timeline of the capital component of the 2023 Appropriation Act and the 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Act. Both prayers were granted. Recall that on May 29, 2024, President Bola Tinubu pledged his readiness to transmit a supplementary budget to the National Assembly for consideration and passage. And that ends our business news. Up next is entertainment.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
In entertainment news, British celebrity couple, rapper Stormzy and his girlfriend, TV host Maya Jama, have parted ways. The former couple announced their separation in a joint statement released recently. They recounted their love story, stressing how their relationship didn't work out despite their efforts. The couple, who began dating in 2014, revealed that they first broke up in 2019 but decided to give it another try in August 2023 and still didn't work. They said they have reached a mutual understanding to call it a quit. Up next is sports news.
Diamond FM Sports News.
In our sports news this evening, Real Madrid captain Luka Modric has signed a new one-year deal to keep him at the Santiago Bernabeu for the upcoming season. The 38-year-old midfielder extended his contract until June 30, 2025. Modric has won 6 Champions League titles, La Liga 4 times, and lifted the Copa del Rey twice with Real Madrid. He has only started 37 times across the last 2 league seasons, but remains a key player for coach Carlo Ancelotti, having helped Los Blancos to a Champions League La Liga double last term. Modric became the oldest goal scorer in European Championship history last month when he netted for Croatia against Italy at Euro 2024, although he could not prevent the 2018 World Cup runners-up from suffering a group stage exit. Still in sports news, a group of former players and officials of Kwara United has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the management of the club to pay their outstanding 196 million naira, which they claim is their collective sign-on fees owed from the 2014-2015 season. The ultimatum was communicated to the club management by the group's legal counsel, Exact Legal Associates, via a letter. Counsel to the group, YY Ajibade, stated that they had exhausted all avenues to get the club management to pay the outstanding emolument of the group. He decried the response of the club management, who he said pay a paltry 5 million naira, which represents 2.4% of the outstanding sum of 196 million naira. On his part, the management of Kwara United said it was aware of the unpaid entitlements of the ex-players of the club, saying the chairman, Kumbi Titiloye, has taken up the matter with relevant stakeholders. And that ends our sports news. With that, we've come to the end of news across the world. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights. President Tinubu kicks off student loan scheme in Abuja. President Tinubu seeks Senate approval to add 6.2 trillion naira to 2024 budget. Kwara Assembly calls for enhanced diabetics care in the state. On the foreign scene, we told you that Russia, Ukraine freed 95 prisoners of war each in latest exchange. And in business, 2024 Appropriation Act Amendment Bill passes second reading at the House of Representatives. In entertainment, British celebrity couple Stormzy, Maya Jama announced breakup. And in sports, Luka Modric extends a Real Madrid deal for another season. Did you know that on this day in 2003, former Mozambican President Joaquim Chissano flew to Nigeria to discuss with President Olusegun Obasanjo on possible military action to restore the de Menes democratic government in Sao Tome? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 0916 062 7526, 0916 062 7526. The news across the world was edited by Abiodun Akinwumi. My name is Nedu Okorie. Thank you for listening to your Shining Supreme station.
Focus on radio news and entertainment shows. Ètò àgbọ́dúnú tó fi ní lọ́kàn balẹ̀. For your local news, national and international. Níbo lẹ ti máa gbọ́ o, Diamond ni o.
Diamond FM, ìkànnì tó dùn.
Nínú àṣà ìsìn gbígbé lárugẹ, a ò gbẹ̀yìn.
Eré ìdárayá lóríṣiríṣi.
Ẹgbẹ́ polówó wá.